Mm-hmm. Yeah, hi, testing. Okay, let's talk. Yeah, all right, folks. So let's talk about the idea of that people saying, if WWE or Vince McMahon and WWE or basically people the common belief now, unfortunately, with smarky wrestling fans or people in general nowadays, they think that McMahon needs to leave WWE. He's out of touch, blah blah blah, and they think that WWE or pro wrestling in general will be better if Vince McMahon is gone. Whether is it if they first of all, the popular belief also is that there's legit people out there that want him to die. Um, Even before the whole accusation shit, like they want him to die because he's an evil man. He doesn't push my talents, or he's I don't know, like some bullshit. Apparently, he bought WCW again. It's like bullshit. It's stupid bullshit. Like it's either because he doesn't that he doesn't like he kill the territories. He brought WCW. He's a capitalist. He's a conservative. Blah blah blah. Also, that he doesn't push the indie guys enough. Even though, like or not, Vince McMahon has actually given you guys what you guys want. Okay, he has. Not everything, but he has given you guys what you guys wanted or demanded. He even tried. He tried to push guys like Nakamura, but it didn't work. Okay, he pushed guys like Drew McIntyre, what you guys wanted. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, all these wrestlers like from the indies. Finn Balor, all these guys. Because again, he still gets the final say of the creative decisions. You can't say that he doesn't give you guys what you guys wanted. He giving you guys women's main events. He giving you guys all these indie bullshit. Things that you guys want, like some dream matches even. He giving you all these things that you guys still hate him because apparently like it would be better if it was like in New Japan, or not just that. Not only that, like even like the sad reality is like we're getting all these stupid matches still in WWE where it's like a bunch of these indie guys. Like people say, they say WWE needs to sign this guy. They signed the person, yet you still don't care, or you still complain about WWE, bitch about it. When in reality, they signed the wrestlers that you guys demanded, and you wonder why wrestling sucks. You wonder why WWE sucks now is because of all these guys. Oh, but the creative sucks. Yes, the creative sucks, but you have to understand. Shit creative doesn't always help a wrestler. If the wrestler doesn't look and act like a wrestler, especially if they're like, not believable, how the fuck can you make them good wrestlers? I'm sorry. And plus, especially when nowadays when pro wrestling, a lot of wrestlers are pretty fucking flamboyant and gay. They do gay shit. You got fucking guys like Ricochet and Austin Theory fingering their buttholes. Like, that's not cool. It's not being a fucking male wrestler. I'm sorry. And plus, a lot of these guys, they just don't have it. They don't have what it takes to be wrestlers in terms of they don't have the look wise. Obviously, you can't change your height or whatever, but obviously you could try to build some fucking muscle, but they don't. Like, a lot of these guys are not even like fucking looking like wrestlers. Also, not just that, they don't fucking have character. They don't have charisma. They don't fucking they can't act for shit. That's something is like they have to. It's a you thing. It's a fucking the wrestler's job to improve on that, and also actually doing wrestling moves to lift people and whatever. They can't do that because they're fucking lack of muscle. And that's the problem with wrestling nowadays. Everybody's fucking ballet. Wrestling is supposed to not be ballet, like good old JR Jamron said. Wrestling's supposed to be freaking, badasses and fucking, legit wrestlers doing wrestling moves, not just fucking kicks and flips, which is what a lot of these wrestlers do now. It's fucking terrible, But that's besides the point. People think that, will pro wrestling be even better if Vince McMahon was to be gone? And no, it would not. Why I would say that is because you have to understand that pro wrestling, WWE is where it is today because of Vince McMahon. He's the reason why pro wrestling became mainstream. Okay, he's the reason why why guys like Hulk Hogan was given a chance, became a star. All these other people, obviously given the type of talent that he had, but obviously if it wasn't for Vince McMahon deciding, because this is the thing. Imagine if for some reason, because if Triple H was to take over WWE, people are in the common belief that Triple H should take over WWE or whatever, him and Stephanie or whatever. You do understand that you have to understand that Triple H, as much as I love Triple H as a wrestler, booking wise, and I know a lot of people like to pretend to love NXT, even though a lot of these people, they claim to love NXT, yet in reality, it's the same shit now. It's just more colorful, but they stopped liking NXT because of AEW on Wednesday nights, because it's not WWE or whatever, and not just that. Yeah, it's anti-WWE agenda. Plus, for some reason, I don't know. It's just freaking they hate. It doesn't make any sense. Now that NXT's on Tuesdays, even though AEW was no longer on, was it NXT was no longer on Wednesday, it was on Tuesdays, because people still didn't give a shit about NXT when they moved to Tuesdays. It was still the black and gold, and yet people fucking whatever. And then fucking Triple H was still in charge. Apparently, he's still some shape or form was still in charge anyways. It's just like he's less in charge because of this heart attack that he had, unfortunately. But I'm sorry, Triple H would not make WWE better. It would actually be more worse because he was pushing indie guys. And is that a problem to push guys who are from the indies? No. But again, I always talk about this. Is the indie mentality that these wrestlers have is a problem. A lot of wrestlers, and it's not just WWE, it's AEW, it's all these wrestlers now in wrestling nowadays that they have the indie mentality. They only like to cater to a small minority, and also like only want to cater like what they like, not to like a grander audience, not knowing what actually they only learned how to do pro wrestling in a certain way instead of how to do it in a mainstream way, what's entertaining or whatever. That's the problem. And people say, oh, WWE is not wrestling business, sports entertainment. You do understand pro wrestling is sport entertainment. And if WWE, again, if Vince McMahon was gone, if let's say, and WWE was like not the thing anymore, you do understand that people would probably not even give a fuck, and the decline of the fandom for pro wrestling would fall down a lot, because you have to understand that normal people, I'm not talking about like fucking just normal wrestling fans. I'm talking about people who are in general normal. People who are like just, not just casuals, but like people who are normal, who are not fucking nerds, who are not fucking weird. They won't fucking give pro wrestling a chance. Because why? Because it's gonna be fucking like, because again, we know wrestling is fake. Oh, but it's scripted. It's no, fuck that. Wrestling is still fucking, that's like saying fucking porn stars are putting their bodies on their line, okay? They're fucking, they're putting their body, they're no different. It's fucking, they know the outcome and what to fucking do, okay? It's no different than also fucking movies and TV shows, okay? That's like saying, yes, it's live choreographed fucking, you're doing moves and shit, yes. But you have to understand that, for God's sakes, that wrestling's not supposed to be just about wrestling. It's supposed to be, and again, it's fake. What makes it exciting is the larger life characters, having characters, storylines, build up, and you're having feuds, stuff that made wrestling. You have to understand, like, the reason why people watched the Attitude Era, Aggression Era, or whatever, it was why fucking stuff like that, and that's why wrestling was mainstream. People became wrestling fans, even in the 80s. If freaking that never was, because again, let's be honest, if Vince McMahon was to be gone in pro wrestling, it would definitely change for a lot of things. You have to understand that if it wasn't for Vince McMahon still being WWE would be fucking would go full SJW. It would go full SJW, catering to liberals. It would be basically going woke, doing a lot of woke propaganda, fucking SJW bullshit to cater to, just to try to appeal to, what basically like Disney is doing currently, like trying to fucking go woke and doing stupid shit. And we know that with Stephanie, even though like with Stephanie McMahon, even though she's like a conservative, she kind of like, it's like in a way like a feminist kind of sense. Yeah, that's the thing. Wrestling will become like more feminist crap. It will be fucking not like, the men would not be like men masculine. It will fucking be like, there will not be legit stars at all. It will be fucking, like, it will just be, again, like not just wrestling, but also just like, it will be a lot of stupid dumb shit. It will not be fucking, like, if you think like, at least like it or not, the little ounce of edginess that wrestling still has. And sure, Vince McMahon is not trying anymore. And yes, he's not like really like the best in terms of creative sense. Like, there's a reason why the Attitude Era worked. Like, before the Attitude Era, Vince Russo was in magazines and fucking like Vince like, there's a reason why Vince Russo became the head writer, why the Attitude Era was successful. Okay? Freaking was like actually fucking. He actually knew what the fuck he was doing. It was edgy and actually fucking helped the wrestlers became what they were. Because Vince McMahon, he was the one coming up with these dumb gimmicks like Gobby Gooker, the Goon, and all this stupid shit, all these fucking stupid gimmicks. Okay. Am I saying like he's all responsible for like stupid shit? No, but like the thing is you have to understand like I have to say it like even though I love Vince McMahon, he's the man, he's the alpha male, he will always be, and he's still a fucking bigger alpha male than Tony Khan. Okay, Tony Khan is just a fucking dude who fucking hugs men. He's gay. He's a mark. Vince McMahon, he's a fucking alpha male. He gets chicks. Okay, all right. He's a Chad, as they say. I don't know. Siri was talking. Siri just got alerted. We have to understand that Vince McMahon, yes, you may not be a fan of his booking. Yes, Siri.
I thought so.
But I don't even know why I just said I thought so. Okay. Anyways, yes, Vince McMahon. You know, not as good as he used to be. You know, like creative, all this shit. It's just because he's not trying anymore. You can say. That's another reason, and plus, I guess because all the bad publicity that they had in past years, apparently, he doesn't want to be that big. I don't know why, but whatever. But also, he wants to be playing a safe route with the money wise. They're only making money financial wise. But you have to understand, without Vince McMahon, and wrestling would be more worse than ever. It'll just basically become like what AEW is, and AEW sucks. How dare you say AEW sucks? If you're a new viewer and you think AEW is good, what is good about AEW? There's a bunch of fucking work rate matches, just a bunch of matches with no story, no characters, no build up, freaking just woke bullshit. Okay, matches are long, boring ass. Fucking try to be Michaels versus Undertaker, freaking ripping off that match, but instead no story, no character, it's fake awesome bullshit. You know. It's again, it's not, and fucking, you got all the fans are a bunch of fucking weird nerds. Seriously. You think wrestling is bad now, it's because, there's so much still catering to its marks, but at least when it comes to, WrestleMania time or SummerSlam, they have the brain to, okay, when it's SummerSlam and WrestleMania, we're gonna fucking call up the big guys. We're gonna call up the guys who are gonna make this show good. Because apparently that's what they only care about to, that's when they only care to make wrestling good, I guess, or somewhat watchable. With guys like Lesnar and Reigns or whatever, and fucking Cena and Edge and, before Taker, all that kind of shit. You understand? It would be nice, definitely, wrestling would be good all around, but I don't know, that's up to him. But, you have to understand that wrestling would be way worse if Vince McMahon was to be gone. WWE would not be in good hands. It would be fucking just basically more similar to AEW. And it'll be appealing to a more weirder fan base. You would see definitely also in the decrease of viewership, and not just that, you also see a big decrease in the coolness of fans. So you have to understand that what also made wrestling cool were the fans themselves too, because the fans were not fucking weird. They were not fucking fat neck bearded mongoloid smarks. Guys like me would probably stop watching because, okay, the only reason why I'm likes to watch, well, I barely watch. I only watch for guys who are actually good, okay? There's still a little, wrestling is dead, but there's still a little bit of life, but it's vaguely moving in that kind of sense. It's like that fish that's kind of dead, but it's still vaguely moving. It has its fucking gills or whatever, just it's still alive with that kind of shit, That's what pro wrestling is nowadays. You understand that pro wrestling is just dead in general. I'm sorry, AEW is not saving pro wrestling. It's just as bad, if not worse, because more indie garbage in wrestling. And everything else, there's no alternative. Now Tony Khan's basically buying every other fucking promotion. They're all the same shit. Nonsensical bookings in both shows. People act like fucking Tony Khan is such a great booker. Yet the guy's a fucking mark. He's only appealing to you fucking smarky fans. You think AEW's good because he's catering to you fucking fans. And he's a fucking smark himself. That's why. And it's a bunch of fucking indie guys. That's why. Because you like that weird wrestling shit. You guys don't care about wrestlers who look and act like wrestlers, have star power, and actually are cool. You guys claim to be a fan of the Attitude Era. Yeah, you probably fucking never fucking even watched it. Not just that, you fucking you go on to say that it's overrated sometimes. A lot of these fans who are fucking are like wrestling fans now, they are going on to say that it's overrated and like AEW. And they think like all these wrestlers are better than the Attitude Era wrestlers. Like, get the fuck out of here. You guys are bullshitting. But yeah, like, wrestling would be way worse. And people who say that Triple H should just take over, I'm sorry, wrestling would not be... like, would it be very bad? No. But it would just honestly be the same shit, if not worse, because then, like, the women are going to be main eventing and fucking a lot of indie guys would be showcased more, which is a problem. I'm sorry. That's not cool. Sure, sure, Triple H is, like, I guess, still kind of conservative, but, like, he's going to be, like, in a way, he's going to sometimes let his women fucking, you know, it's going to, I don't know. He's also into them steroid bitches. Like, really, you want to see them steroid bitches main event the show? I don't think so. Whatever happened to men, like, you know, men being men, women being women. Again, that's still unfortunately the culture now, you know. And also, it's apparently not PC, you know, you can't have the women be hot or whatever. But you know damn well, if fucking old, like, you know, primetime Vince, you would fucking actually have the women be hot and, you know, the men would fucking, you know, be badass like it was back in the day. But because Vince McMahon is older and, you know, all the bad shit all the bad publicity, which you could blame with guys like Benoit, and you could blame for all these fucking, like, the steroid trial. You could also blame the Smarks, too. You could blame Dave Meltzer for trying to kill WWE, but with, like, you know, with their fucking false propaganda crap, you know, anti-WWE bullshit. That's why fucking Vince McMahon doesn't really try as much anymore, too. And he doesn't really need to, even though if he was to try, maybe they'll get more fans, obviously. The fans would come back to watch, but, you know, but again, definitely you would see a big change in pro wrestling. The culture or everything that was cool about pro wrestling would definitely more or less be gone once Vince McMahon no longer is in charge. And I'm not saying he should die. And obviously, I don't want the guy to die. You know, I think Vince McMahon, like, for people who want him to die just because he doesn't put on a good show or doesn't care to you people is fucking pathetic. Okay? Really, I think that's fucking pathetic to want, because, he doesn't care to you people, even though he cared to you guys a bunch of times, and then you said that, he gave you guys Kofi Kingston as champion, and you guys still complained about how Kofi was a bad, man, the reign sucked, I'm sorry, you gotta take the belt off him, even though Guy was, like, winning all the time. Kofi Kingston, if anything, was booked well, like, he didn't lose. He was, like, booked like a good champion, even though I hated Kofi, I hated his run, I thought it was unbelievable, but, like, it was not like he was booked badly. They gave him what you want. You guys complained. What do you guys want? That's the fucking problem. You guys fucking, every time he gives you a little bit, like a little bone, you guys like, that's not enough. So no, the show won't get better. It will get more worse. Triple H and Stephanie won't save the show, unfortunately. It's whatever. But, like, obviously, if the fucking show, if WWE, if the McMahon family is no longer involved, obviously, I think who should definitely be the guy to replace and be in charge of WWE should be Shane McMahon. Because apparently Shane McMahon, he actually knows that this shit sucks. He's friends with Vince Russo in real life still. And then he points out how fucking the show is shit and how he tried to actually make the show interesting a bunch of times. But apparently gets taken down by Vince, which I don't get why. Again, you could clearly tell that he likes Stephanie more, which is like, why? Like, come on, man. Like, Shane actually represents. And apparently Shane McMahon is one of the reasons why Vince Russo, apparently he's the reason why Vince Russo came back for a little bit back in 2002. But Stephanie's the reason why fucking Vince Russo did not fully come back. Which is like fucking pathetic. You know? Again, Shane McMahon is the man. Like, I don't understand why isn't he in charge? You know, it's a fucking darn shame. I do think this shit should be run by the entire family. But it should be run by the good people in the family. But obviously that goes to show who is really good to be, like, the one who's owned the fucking company. To me, it should be obviously a wrestler who actually was successful in the business. If it can't be the McMahon family, heck, give the company to Undertaker. I bet you Undertaker will help make this show fucking great. Maybe. Like, if Undertaker, you don't want to retire, but maybe one of the people, I know you want to retire, but, like, fuck, imagine if this company was run by Undertaker, Stone Cold, like, again, it's like imaginary, because he would be better in charge, honestly, in my opinion, than Triple H and whatever. Because at least they know it. It's my opinion. But overall, for that belief that people think WWE would be improving or wrestling in general. No, wrestling would be more dead than ever. Okay, especially because like Vince McMahon, you have to understand that pro wrestling is Vince McMahon. WWE people is Vince McMahon. Obviously, it could be very sad if when the guy passes away, and I can't believe that people want that. I don't want the guy to pass away just because I don't agree with what he's been doing in terms of show wise. Definitely, I do agree. Like, yes, the guy's out of touch, but I am still thankful for Vince McMahon what he's done for the business. I think Vince McMahon, like it or not, did offer great things for the business, and he's the reason. He's the reason why still some decent things happen in wrestling. Though not everything is perfect, but when times like for example, Lesnar coming back. Fucking Brock Lesnar is the coolest thing in wrestling currently. Come on here. And he's like the reason why fucking Lesnar is back and whatever and all this shit. Like, what more can you blame, you know? It's just obviously like sometimes like, or mostly like, come on, you gotta try to make the show better. I don't know. It's just my opinion. That's all to say, people, though. Until next time. Yeah, bye. Fuck all the people who hate Vince McMahon. Or again, it's the only reason why people are also talking about this is because the whole accusation shit. Like, oh, Vince McMahon needs to go because of the accusations. You know, he's a toxic masculine male. I'm jealous or whatever. Or like, he's a bad evil man. You know, conservative, toxic white male, white privilege. Shut the fuck up. Bunch of fucking again, just put the SJW shit fucking complain. And again, I do think the accusations like. The only reason why the accusation is happening now because they're trying to get him out of office. That's why. Because they're trying to take over themselves, either sell to fucking Disney or whatever, which is like fucking bullshit. It's a Norman Osborn situation from Spider-Man 1, which is pathetic. It's definitely sad that this is happening. And yes, no, the wrestling world will not get better if Vince McMahon dies or leaves WWE. It would not. It would be way worse. You'll see, like, you think the show would get better? No, it would be way worse. Trust me. And even if the fucking McMahon's not in charge, I solely believe you guys would still probably complain no matter what, and still say AEW's better. You guys will never be happy about WWE. It's just you guys won't. You guys are always gonna hate it, and no matter what, it's always a fucking team thing. I'm in the belief that wrestling sucks in general. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say, people. Till next time, peace. Yeah, bye.